When she saw a lineup, she took her time and said, this feels like it's a multiple choice test, and I studied hard for it. She took her time and she identified the person, and she thought in her mind, this is the person who was inches from my throat. And she identified him, and he had an alibi that didn't stand up, and he was, then, found guilty. And it was only, decades later that DNA evidence exonerated him, and she felt horrible. She felt like, and there's a lot of reasons why this could happen, whether leading questions or how the identification process was conducted. But she was trying to do what she felt was her job and take someone who she thought was guilty off the street. And later they got to meet, in fact, and she, could apologize to him. She felt terrible. And so this is one case study, and, I wouldn't draw any conclusions, but it had a lot of the principles that we've talked about where you feel like you're taking a photo. It's a cross-race identification where your confidence might be high for a good reason, but accuracy might not be. And then this kind of changing of the face, whereas once you identify the face, that's what you start to remember. And so I think there's a lot of interesting memory principles at play here. Yeah, I think it's, memory should be treated as one source of evidence, just like DNA, just like any sort of evidence, but also we need to be aware that it can be contaminated, just like any other source of evidence as well. And sometimes high confidence doesn't necessarily mean high accuracy.